The bell above the bakery door rang softly as a woman stepped inside, brushing snow from her worn coat. The smell of fresh bread and sugar wrapped around her, warm and comforting, but her eyes showed hesitation. She stood near the door for a moment, counting the coins in her palm, unaware that someone important was already listening. Her name was Sarah. She was a single mother living in a small apartment in Mississauga, juggling 2 part-time jobs and a mountain of bills. That morning, her 6-year-old daughter Emma had woken up smiling, reminding her gently, "Mama, today is my birthday." Sarah's heart had tightened. She had promised a cake, but after rent, bus fare, and groceries, there was barely anything left. She walked up to the counter where colorful cakes sat behind glass, each one looking like a dream she couldn't afford. The young cashier smiled politely and asked how she could help. Sarah swallowed, lowered her voice, and asked the question she had practiced in her head all the way there. Do you have an expired cake for my daughter? Even one from yesterday would be fine." The words hung in the air, heavy and painful. She rushed to explain, her cheeks burning. "It's her birthday. I don't have enough. I can still pay something." A man standing a few feet away froze. He had come in quietly, dressed simply in a winter jacket and scarf, blending in like any other customer. No one would guess that he was Daniel Morrison, a self-made millionaire and one of the bakery chain's silent owners. He had stopped by unannounced, a habit he kept to stay grounded. What he heard made his chest tighten. The cashier hesitated, clearly uncomfortable, glancing toward the manager in the back. Sarah looked down at her shoes, already bracing herself for rejection. She had faced it before. She just hoped Emma wouldn't ask too many questions later. Daniel stepped forward before anyone could respond. He spoke gently, not wanting to embarrass her. "Excuse me," he said, "I couldn't help overhearing." Sarah's eyes widened in panic. "I'm sorry," she said quickly. "I didn't mean to disturb anyone. I'll just go." "Please," Daniel said, holding up a hand. "You're not disturbing anyone. How old is your daughter turning?" 6, Sarah replied quietly. "She loves strawberries." Daniel nodded and turned to the cashier. "Could you prepare a fresh strawberry cake? The best one you have." Sarah shook her head, panic returning. No, I can't afford that." "Really? An expired one is okay. I don't want charity." Daniel met her eyes, and there was no pity there, only understanding. "This isn't charity," he said softly. "This is someone who understands how important today is." The manager came out, recognizing Daniel instantly, eyes wide with surprise. But Daniel subtly shook his head, signaling him to stay quiet. He didn't want attention. He wanted this moment to be about Sarah. While the cake was being prepared, Daniel asked Sarah and Emma to sit at a small table by the window. Emma's eyes sparkled as she watched the decorations being added through the glass. She whispered, "Mama, it's so pretty," as if afraid it might disappear if she spoke too loudly. When the cake was brought out, it had fresh strawberries, pink icing, and a small candle shaped like a star. Emma gasped and clapped her hands. Sarah's eyes filled with tears she tried desperately to hold back. Daniel paid, then surprised Sarah further by kneeling down to Emma's level. "Happy birthday," he said warmly. "Make a wish." Emma closed her eyes and blew out the candle. "I wished that my mama wouldn't be sad anymore." That was the moment Daniel turned away, swallowing hard. He saw his own childhood reflected there, growing up in Scarborough with a mother who skipped meals so he could eat. He remembered birthdays without cakes, wishes made quietly. Before leaving, Daniel handed Sarah a small envelope. Inside was a grocery gift card and a note with his personal number. The note simply said, "For emergencies." No explanations needed. Sarah tried to refuse, but Daniel gently stopped her. "One day," he said, "when you're able, pass the kindness on." That's all. Later that evening, Sarah posted a photo online of Emma smiling beside her cake, sharing the story anonymously. The post spread across Canada within hours. People were moved, not by the money, but by the humanity of the moment. Daniel never commented or revealed himself publicly. He returned to his life quietly, but something had changed. He instructed all his bakery managers to donate unsold cakes daily to shelters and never let a child leave without a birthday cake, expired or not. For Sarah, it wasn't just about the cake. It was about being seen, about dignity, about someone listening instead of looking away. That night, as Emma slept clutching her birthday plate, Sarah realized that kindness, when given with respect, can change more than a day. It can restore hope. And somewhere in the city, a millionaire who overheard one painful question was reminded that the greatest wealth isn't money at all, but the moments when we choose compassion.